Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us on KARE 11 News Now. I'm Chris Harapsky. Let's get straight to your headlines. We got a lot of them. We have breaking news right now. The conclave has elected a new pope. This is a live look from Vatican City, where it is nighttime, where there were tens of thousands of people standing there, filing into St. Peter's Square to celebrate the election of a new Catholic Church leader. The conclave picking Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost on the second day of voting. He is the first ever pope from the United States in the 2,000-year history of the Catholic Church. He grew up in Chicago. Here's a look at the moment that he walked out to address St. Peter's Square for the first time. The first words from the new Pope's mouth, "Peace be with you." And here's a picture when the late Pope Francis made him a cardinal in 2023. You'll see it in a second here. Prevost is an American missionary who spent his career ministering in Peru and led the Vatican's powerful Office of Bishops. And he has elected to take the name Leo XIV. The name a pope picks, often a signifier of the direction the new leader is going to take. President Trump congratulating the new pope on his platform Truth Social, saying, quote, "Congratulations to Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, who was just named pope. It is such an honor to realize that he is the first American pope. What excitement and what a great honor for our country. I look forward to meeting Pope Leo XIV. It'll be a very meaningful moment." We have several crews covering the election of the new pope today. Make sure you plan to join us on KARE 11 Plus and KARE 11 News at 4, 5, and 6 as well for the very latest and all these local connections, and we have some, to the newest pontiff. New details this afternoon on the first post-tariff deal, trade deal on President Trump's second term here. According to the president, the agreement between the U.S. and the United Kingdom includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, including a lot of farm products. British Prime Minister says the deal will protect thousands of jobs there and would take effect as soon as possible.
This is now turning out, I think, really to be a great deal for both countries, because it'll be really great for the UK also. So they're opening up the country. Their country is a little closed, and we appreciate that. They'll also be fast-tracking American goods through their customs process, so our exports go.
And that is a deal that will protect British businesses and save thousands of jobs in Britain. Really important, skilled, well-paid jobs. It will remove tariffs on British steel and aluminium, reducing them to zero.
Now attention turns to China. Tomorrow, U.S. trade officials will meet with Chinese trade officials in Switzerland in the country's first face-to-face meeting since the trade war began. Right now, there are 145% tariffs on Chinese goods coming into the U.S. and 125% tariffs on U.S. goods going into China. New today, Kyiv is accusing Moscow of violating its own ceasefire, reporting that Russian forces carried out attacks along the front lines and deployed guided bombs that killed civilians in multiple Ukrainian cities. NBC's Danielle Hemumjan has the latest from London.
A Russian ceasefire, which falls on the 80th anniversary of the World War II defeat of Nazi Germany, went into effect at midnight Moscow time. But according to the Ukrainian foreign minister, from midnight to midday, more than 700 ceasefire violations were recorded. This would include Russian drone strikes and Russian attacks on Ukrainian troops. Moscow has denied these claims, saying instead that the Russian armed forces are strictly observing the ceasefire and it's the Ukrainians who have attacked, violating the ceasefire, they say, more than 500 times. This would include, they say, attacks on their troops from tanks and mortars. Now, Volodymyr Zelensky had rejected Putin's three-day truce proposal, calling it a theatrical performance. As part of the VE commemorations there's going to be a big military parade in Moscow, but also big portion of the population across Russia will be marching with portraits of dead family members. Somber war songs echo through the streets. 27 million people died there during World War II. So it is a sacred day for the Russians, and Moscow doesn't want anything disturbing that peace in the skies above. Danielle Hamamdjian, NBC News, London.
New this afternoon, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing a new plan to overhaul the air traffic control system in the United States. Duffy saying it'll cost billions of dollars and take 3 to 4 years to implement fully, so it's not a quick fix, but Duffy says it will make traveling safer. This comes as the Newark Airport in New Jersey deals with delays and cancellations because of technical issues and shortages within air traffic control. Those cancellations are causing ripple effects at airports across the country. The CEO of United Airlines asking the FAA to better regulate Newark Airport and how many takeoffs and landing slots are available there. New today, a group of shareholders is suing Minnesota-based United Healthcare Group, alleging that the company misled investors by not adjusting its 2025 financial outlook following the murder of their CEO, Brian Thompson. The lawsuit says by not revising the financial forecast and acknowledging the scrutiny and changes in business tactics that followed Thompson's killing, United Health Group, quote, misled, end quote, investors by overvaluing the company's projected net earnings. Plaintiffs argue that the public backlash that followed Thompson's murder prevented the company from pursuing, quote, the aggressive anti-consumer tactics that it would need to achieve, end quote, its earning goals. In a statement, United Healthcare saying it denies any allegations of wrongdoing and that it intends to defend the matter vigorously. This year, the National Endowment of the Arts awarded grants to 35 Minnesota arts organizations. Now, some of them are working on alternative funding. That's after an email sent last week explained the NEA was terminating any grants that fell outside the country's, quote, rich artistic heritage and creativity as prioritized by the president. Jessica Hart spoke to a couple of them today.
The life of an artist is a lifetime of adapting.
For us, it's fundamentally not so much about the dollars, it's about compensating artists fairly.
Friday, the National Endowment of the Arts eliminated grant funding to organizations across the country.
This is a major blow to everybody. It's really devastating and really destabilizing.
And so for us, the $30,000 is a hit, of course. But we have been doing this for a very long time and we know how to get through it.
Aaron Johnson Ortiz says the money awarded last year was supposed to support art projects as they developed the first Latino-focused museum in the upper Midwest.
We got this email saying that our work no longer reflects the rich culture of the United States, which we think is an insult to our artists, to our community, and of course an absurd statement to make.
But we're more concerned about now going forward. What would future funding look like or not look like?
Ryan French says the Children's Theater Company lost around $40,000. Money that supported new plays like Milo Imagines the World.
Yeah, that's real money, and we're going to have to make tough choices. We're going to have to look at the priorities that we have and decide, do we scale some things back? Do we change entirely what we're doing? For us, it's mainly about going forward and how we think about things differently.
Both men say despite the financial setback, they're moving forward, adapting to a changing canvas to keep art alive. In Minneapolis, Jessica Hart, KARE 11 News.
Minnesota schools appear to be bouncing back from the pandemic. New data shows graduation rates are at the highest level on record, with nearly 60,000 students getting their diplomas. In St. Paul Public Schools, the graduation rate is back to where it was before the COVID pandemic. Assistant Superintendent Adam Kuntz attributes the success to working together with teachers in the district. But Education Minnesota says it may be a little early to celebrate, with looming budget cuts coming from the nation's capital.
I attribute it to a collective effort, a lot of hard work. Students are passing more classes now than they were a year ago, than certainly they were 2 years ago. That's how we change graduation rates. That's how we change student success, is sort of one passing mark at a time.
Unfortunately, what we're hearing right now is school districts that are facing budget cuts. What that means for me, and what I hear when I hear budget cuts, is class sizes going up.
Other success stories from around the state include Brooklyn Center high school graduation rates that are also back to where they were before the pandemic. Osseo area schools, their graduation rate went up 3 percentage points, going from below state average to above state average in just 1 year. Stick with us, more news and weather. It's coming up after the break.